welcome everybody to Us Against the Gods. A couple things before we get started today. If you know someone who wants to play in a GMR game, send them my way. I'd love to talk about either getting on the campaign waitlist, which is getting a lot longer, so get on that as quickly as possible, or getting into a one-shot. We'll be doing some one-shots soon, so look for those announcements over at Patreon, and then in the Discord, and then after that on the social medias. We also have the GM tip videos, archives, and podcasts over on YouTube. Do hit the thumbs up when you watch those. It does help me out a ton. We have the clip contest going on where you can enter to win this amazing hat at the end of the month. Just toss your clips and timestamps in the clip contest channel. You'll be entered to win a hat. And lastly, we have the Battle Royale on July 27th. That's at 4 p.m. Central Time. If you've not done one of the Battle Royales, they are a ton of fun, and it is the only way to get a GM bomber jacket. So if you're interested in winning some physical prizes, t-shirts, jackets, etc., the more people we have, the bigger the prize pool. So go ahead and sign up for that. Those signups are on the website over at gmeric.com in the store under the one-shot section. But let's get you guys started because we got tons of stuff to cover today before we take a 2-week break. So let's get you guys rolling. You guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. You started off up here in Nausea and have gone world hopping all over the place in your efforts to stabilize elemental portals that have been opening between the Fey realms and the material plane. To that end, you've decided to work on re-establishing control over the Shintara Grove, but need political influence in order to make that happen, and to find the various shards of the baneful Ashwood Spire, the staff that is responsible for the vulnerabilities of the portals. You've come down to Shatter Shaddai, and over the past many sessions have managed to make favor with the various mages and administration of the city, known as the Batim. The magocracy is rife with needs and wants, desires, and favors that had to be done. As you have made yourselves very important and indispensable in the city, you've found that some people needed some things, others needed to have things done in the knowledge and relational aspects. Last week, we ended with you guys having gone over to the Mage Tower of the former member of the Batim, Nafis, where you met with his wife / widow, Neve Dorcadas, who is now the representative of the firehouse on the Batim. She had fulfilled all of your recommendations and requirements, having left Nafis and allowed his soul to pass on. Now that that has been solved and is no longer a concern, the question becomes, what is your next step here in Shatter Shaddai?
You know, with everything that we have done up to this point, I feel important and indispensable to the team here in Shatter Shaddai.
Got one job on this ship. What are you saying, Islarin?
I believe we were going to head to see Sadika next.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
We set up a plan before we got off last week.
Yep.
Stick to the plan. We have a plan.
We
Yeah,
have a
for what?
plan.
Make the
For
plan.
once.
All right. So
We have a plan.
So, is it a good
Question
plan?
whether is, do we stick to it?
Yes, today.
We
so
think it's a
far.
good plan.
All right. So you head across town to Sadika's Mage Tower. As you approach, the golden onion dome structure stands before you. It's understated compared to some of the other mage towers you've visited.
It's not the size of the tower that matters. It's how it's employed.
What? As you guys enter, you're able to go inside to her office, her sitting room. You look around, and at first she's not here. What would you do while she's not here, in spite of the fact that you guys were able to walk in because the door was open?
Twilight would make his way over and sit on the couch.
Okay. As Twilight makes himself comfortable in someone else's house.
Covet glares at him openly because he knows better.
But we've been walking all across town. I'm a little tired.
The moose is staying by the door for a quick exit.
I need to stand up.
Thank you. Covet looks at Islarin and she just kind of shrugs her shoulders and just looks around the room and then says, "Hello?"
As you say hello, a door opens and closes. Oh, hello. I didn't expect company. How are you today?
I am doing well. Did you know your door was wide open? Is that normal? Because we don't want to intrude, obviously.
Oh, no intrusion. My door is normally open to the public. I have nothing to hide, and frankly, the last visitor was quite odoriferous. I was airing out the house.
That seems completely
That's a
fair.
good plan.
I was here before.
Winkle asked to see if he was here before.
And Twilight just snorted his beer.
I love Winkle so much. Winkle.
Yeah, you just pulled up Winkle. That's great. That's awesome. Okay. My name is Covet, and this is Islarin and Ayla and Twilight, my husband, and Eowyn, and that tall gentleman over there is Winkle, and we are trying to see the Sultan, and we know that getting requests for that are not easy, but we would like to earn your trust to be able to receive an audience with
Interesting.
him.
Your names are known to me. I have been informed by other members of the team that you were likely to arrive. I do request some assistance prior to providing my recommendation, but my request is more for information about something you have already worked on.
Finality.
Indeed. I seek information regarding the seal to determine what the status is and how the tomb is to be re-established in security.
Hmm.
The seal itself.
I can go for it.
Story is complicated.
And I will sit down, which she does. She crosses her leg and sits back in the chair, ready for a long story.
The end result is that the Seal of Finality is currently at the Temple of Imkale, where it has been stored and secured. However, We know that the person who stole it was a member of the Bati.
Well, that's going to complicate matters. You see, that smells greatly of treachery. And we need the seal in order to ensure that the spirits remain where they belong. So, you want my recommendation to meet with the Sultan? The seal of finality must be returned to me.
We can retrieve it. They're all. There's more to it.
Oh? I fail to see the issue. Is the Church of Imkale unwilling to part with that which belongs to the city?
Oh no, that is not the issue. In fact, I believe at this point we will not have issue retrieving the seal of finality unless anything has happened to it since we last checked status. I just meant to say specifically that there are further complications with that member of the team.
Oh?
Who was it? Nafis.
Nafis. Interesting. Please explain.
Are you aware that he was recently married to a Shatter Kai named Neve?
I am.
That marriage is under false pretenses. Neve did not marry him. She took his body.
She looks at you. Explain further, please. And how do you know this?
Because when we went to meet with Nafis, she told us so in detail.
And
Twilight cocks an eyebrow at us.
This happened several days ago. You did not report it to the team prior to now. I'm not understanding. It sounds like you were complicit or at least informed of the situation.
Lauren pauses, collecting her thoughts.
Uh-huh. That's a good thing. If you guys want to take a game pause, we can take a game pause here and let you guys figure out what the hell you're doing.
Game pause would be good because I just got blindsided.
Okay. Let's game pause for a moment. What's the plan here, y'all?
I didn't think we were going down this road.
We weren't supposed to go down this road, not this way.
Lauren was always going to go down this road.
Not according to what she said last week.
This road is great from a storytelling perspective. Just saying.
I think I've made it clear that, like, Lauren has always wanted to tell the truth about what happened, and that, like, she wasn't planning to hide anything.
It's not hiding it.
However, I will say that there are items that were precursor, preluded to, that occurred prior to the involvement, and then the deposing of, and then eventual removal of Nafis thereafter that were glossed over in this current iteration of storytelling.
Yeah. That we were going to tell everything.
Yeah, I'm definitely like, I agree. There is more context to add. Like, I haven't like, definitely haven't said everything.
So all
Kind
of
of
the
going one step at a time.
conditions, variable inputs that led to particular decision-making processes were just glossed over, and we've just skipped to the finale.
Feel free to add whatever you'd like to add.
This is what Covet is doing at the moment, because she's just like, what the heck?
We can press unpause if you guys are ready. For the record, I think the players are all cool with each other. I think
yes.
this is just
no,
in
no
characters.
problem.
You have a problem? What's your problem, Winkle?
Hey, the Blinkle's just trying to keep up.
Understood. So we will go ahead and unpause here because I heard the players saying that Covet was going to do something. So we're going to unpause here.
Before any more questions can be asked, she looks at Sidika and says, yes, these things are true. However, his wife would never allow him to make the decisions that he did. And so she helped rectify the situation.
How so?
Well,
By taking control of his body.
Her credit, as little credit as I tend to give her, she was doing so in order to recover the Seal of Finality. She is the one who placed it in the temple after she took it from him.
We were the ones that placed it in the temple after she took it from him.
We put it in the temple.
Yes.
So you were complicit with the theft?
No, we didn't know who to turn it into, so we put it in a place that we knew could be safe until we could give it to whomever it needed to go to properly.
I need a persuasion check on that one.
Because it's true, it's not a lie.
I understand, but the delivery from her perspective is going to be doubtful. From her perspective, okay, with the 20,
that's good. That's
you
good.
are leading towards her being in your favor. We can continue.
We needed to make sure that it would go to the proper authorities, and we understand that the team as a whole are the correct authorities. However, there are correct authorities amongst correct authorities.
Indeed.
We don't want to. How she looks at Ayla and says, how would you say it? Step on people's toes?
That's pretty good, yeah. We wanted to make certain that we didn't overstep our authority and decide who should have it before we found out who had it, who was supposed to have it.
Well,
I understand.
To be fair, when we found out that not only was a member of the Bettine complicit in the original theft, but when my wife was attempted to be framed in the original theft, we weren't really sure who to trust and who was in on the original corruption and swiping to begin with. And so it was a temporary measure. And given our current interactions with the other members of the Bettine up to this point in time, we feel, or at least have the opinion, that the old Nephis, prior to his nuptials and the like, was acting like himself and not involving or complicit with the other members of the Bettine. So he did.
I need you to face your microphone. We're losing half of what you're saying. There you go.
Losing.
Go ahead.
Yeah, as you're going in and out.
There we go.
How about now?
That's much better.
You're welcome.
Okay.
I did a computer thing that he didn't do. He didn't know about what?
I didn't want my microphone to be able to pick up my neighbors across the street, so I've had it about half the setting.
Ah,
I'm smart today. I'm happy.
I'm not going to say anything.
Of it? Really?
There you go. Thank you, Winkle. Thank you, Winkle.
Remember, I can make your to-do list much harder.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Moving forward.
With a GM.
I have an awesome boss. Just saying. Oh, great signer of paychecks.
We can continue, Twilight.
All right.
Wonder where she heard that.
So you can understand the situation where we were apprehensive and somewhat reserved to fully grasp and understand all the variables at play before we make any final determination and decision.
Of course. So what is your intention now?
To see the Sultan.
Regarding the Seal of Finality?
Oh, yes.
Covet rolls her eyes openly,
It's okay, so is Ayla.
and she looks at Sidika and says, "We would like to return the seal to where it belongs,
And I'm certain,
to you."
yeah. And we could do that quite promptly.
Very well. When you return the seal to me, I will grant you my recommendation for a meeting with the Sultan.
What could
What was that, Boykle?
possibly go wrong?
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean, just because, yeah. One phrase.
We should be able to do that. Note how I said this.
The S
We
word has raised its head.
Should?
I hate that word. Ugh.
Because you know that you put it out there.
Dum, dum,
Retrieving it
dum,
will be
dum.
the very next thing we do.
Probably. Yeah.
I look forward to having the seal back within the possession of the team and resolving this situation once and for all. I appreciate your candor and your honesty regarding the situation with Nafis and his lovingly wedded wife. I'm sure I should make a visit to visit our new associate, Neve Dorcatus. Thank you for the information. It's useful for the future.
Well, and Twilight looks at his party. I guess we should promptly make our way back to the temple so that we can expeditiously retrieve what has been stored there.
I raise an eyebrow at Twilight.
Yep. That's until we meet again, Sidika.
Of course. A pleasure, she raises. So, have a wonderful day, Lady Covet, Lord Twilight, Lady Taylor, Ambassador Islarin, and Sirs Bwinkle and Eowyn. Have a nice day, and I look forward to being able to provide you with my recommendation.
Twilight stands and makes his way out.
All right.
With the slight nod.
Real quick, game pause, real quick. Are we all as players okay?
Yeah.
Is Lauren, you all right?
I'm alright. Are you guys okay with me? Because I know, like,
Yeah,
Playing
I'm cool with you.
I'm cool.
It's fun. Winkle
Twilight's
goes
more
over to
upset with Ayla because it got put out there, which means that it's not going to be where it's supposed to be, which means that we're going to have to retrieve it promptly, which means that it's going to take fucking forever.
Yep.
Eowyn, are you okay?
And we've got a timeline, a deadline, because we're seeing the Sultan. And so because you said...
Tomorrow.
Yeah! Because you said the word should!
I'm sorry.
Eowyn, are you okay as a player? Is Eowyn okay?
I think Awen's fighting.
I'm
Okay.
fine.
Eowyn's okay as a player. Awesome. Cool. So, you guys will depart from Sadiq's office and outside.
While we're walking out, the moose comes up to Islaran and looks down and says, "When you have secrets, that gives someone else power over you. You did right."
thank you.
The moose.
I would not have
strikes
rested
again.
easy if we had allowed an imposter to infiltrate the battalion.
Guys, quick question. Who all did we inform about the seal's location?
No one, just us.
No, I don't recall telling anyone.
No one. I mean, we came out of the temple and my brother was there and his friends.
Oh. Your brother?
I know, I'm terrified.
But we didn't tell them what we were doing.
No.
Are you sure the seal didn't get mentioned to anybody?
Yeah. Nothing about...
Did you tell the monks?
All I said was that we had business.
Ooh.
And it didn't get mentioned at Lucy?
No.
Think
Or
we
at
can-
Nefesh?
Except for that it was stolen and that Neve, she was the one that figured out that Nafis was the one that was impersonating me, and then she also impersonated me.
And we didn't tell anybody that we put it in the temple.
Only my patron, because she was the one that told me to put it in there.
Yeah.
Because it was safe.
And is there anybody related to your patron in the area?
Ooh, ooh.
Potentially not now.
His hand up.
I'm just trying to figure out of all the potential variables at play that may know about the thing that we just promised to return promptly.
I think we should assume that Neve could have knowledge, given that she also claims to be a cleric of MKL.
She's a revenant, technically. She's more than a cleric.
I guess we should promptly make our way
More
over.
Where's
than-
his word again?
We should.
Again.
Yeah! Let's
Start
go!
counter for that. Start counting.
Covet just like she looks at everybody and says, particularly at Twilight, and she nods and just takes off towards the Temple of MKL. She just runs. Forget propriety. She just runs.
Let's go.
Which is walking speed for Twilight.
Screw you!
Scum is walking along. rest of the party continues strolling. As I am in trouble again.
And the moose is just kind of, oh, here we go.
Does anybody have haste?
So, you guys can make your way towards the Temple of MKL here in Shatter Shadai. It takes you the better part of an hour to get there, though.
Yeah.
Because they're little baby steps.
Look, I got short legs and margarita.
Wow, we arrived promptly.
Of course.
Ayla,
I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm not saying anything else.
Really?
Watch it, Boinkle.
Twilight fist bumps Winkle.
I can go over here. Oh, man. All right. Yeah. So, as you guys approach the steps of the Temple of MKL, what would you like to do? Who's going up? Who's staying out? What are we doing?
Covet is definitely.
Steps.
All right.
So it's like,
But at the same time, Covet looks at Islaren, seeing that she took a step on the step, and says, "Are you sure about this?"
Yeah, because
Been
you
up these
lose your
steps
power.
before.
It's still not easy.
Oh, the Winkle looks and goes, I don't have any power, so I'll walk up.
All right.
Okay, that's totally.
As you guys
Aowen?
take steps up onto the steps of the Temple of MKL, you lose levels for every step you take.
Every step you take.
Every move you make is watched from on high.
Are you going up?
I'm standing outside because I kind of figure if there's problems, somebody needs to have some power.
I'll be watching.
The cleric of
Covet turns
MKL
around
is
and does this
standing-
whole finger, I am watching you kind of situation.
I know.
The moose does not want Ayla to be by herself, so he comes back down.
Hey, Winkle's gonna enjoy the sound of silence.
Winkle, as you come down the stairs, you regain levels. Covet, as you are looking back at Ayla and Winkle, you'll hear in the back of your head, not necessarily audible, but you hear a song that Twilight may be about to start singing, and you're able to negate this if you hurry, before he says, "Turn around, bright eyes."
Stop it! Stop it! Don't you dare! No! Stop it! Shh! And she goes shh, and puts one her index finger across his mouth and goes shh, my love. Shh.
He licks it.
She's used to this. It continues as she wipes his slobber all over his face.
Understood. As a good relationship continues, in spite of the fact that they are losing levels with every step, you guys...
You have to laugh or you cry.
Indeed,
So-
indeed. You are met up at the top of the steps by a cleric of MKL. Can I help you, children?
Covet places her mask on her face. And
Sister?
says, "Do you remember us from a few days ago?
Of course.
The thing that we brought in for safekeeping for now.
Yes.
We are here to retrieve it.
But you asked that it not be retrieved by anyone.
I am to retrieve it to give it to the proper authorities.
Which is not MKL himself.
That was for a different thing I brought into.
He is looking at you confused. You brought things to the temple to be held within the reliquary. It is not our custom to act as a bank.
I understand that. However, this item needs to go back to whom it belongs, where it was stolen from to begin with.
Why? The two items you brought are dangerous to the world. One, you said could end the world, and the other was a necromantic seal.
The seal is what I need to return it to a location where it was supposed to be kept to begin with.
Does not this seal allow for one to remain out of Imkael's warm embrace? Does it not prevent the entry into everlasting affinity?
GM.
Yes.
Would Covet know whether to be attached to this seal, would that be something that was a choice made or not?
Covet would not know. Covet has not asked. Covet was not there when the ritual happened, so Covet would not know.
Was the priest there when it happened?
Yeah, that's a good question. Were you there when the ritual happened for the seal?
No. But I am aware
So
of
do
it.
you know whether do you know whether it was their choice to be bound to the seal or not?
It was not a choice that they were presented with. They were already dead.
Were you there?
It was a ceremony.
Were you there?
No, I was not.
So how do you know if that person did not leave a will before they died to be allowed to be used with the seal?
Does that matter?
I would think so.
Why? Do you not believe that all should enter Imkael's warm embrace instead of being brought back as necromantic energies?
Of course I believe they do.
Then, you agree with me. We are in unison. It should not be a
But what about
choice.
what about the revenants then?
What
Did they
about
come back for a
the
choice?
abominations?
Are they not brought back by MKL himself?
Yes. And you get a distinct feeling of hatred for revenants from this individual.
How are we to question what MKL's will is?
This seal is not part of Imkael's worship.
Do you know that?
I would have been there if it had been. One of the clergy would have been involved. This is an abomination created by the mages of Shatter Shaddai.
You don't like magic.
No. Why should one be greater than another in power? All are equal in death.
In death. Do you only believe that magic should come from those that are divine? or that magic can have many sources.
Magic is an affront to equality. Imkale gives and Imkale taketh away. When you leave this place, you will regain whatever powers and abilities have been bestowed upon you here on the material plane. Wresting that control and dragging one away, in spite of their will or with it, does not matter. It is an affront to our God.
Then let me speak with MKL himself.
Of course. And he gestures towards the shrine. He's not actively being hostile. He's just a religious zealot.
Pain in the butt. He's a pain in the butt.
For lack of a better term, yes. He has his very fervent beliefs that all should be equal. And you guys apparently...
Sticking to his principles.
Yeah, he sticks to his principles. You guys apparently have situational adherence from his perspective.
So
he's going to guide you into the temple, to the shrine. And he will go stand next to the door that you know leads down to the reliquary, blocking the path. What would you like to do?
Covet goes to pray.
All right. Here's where we get to roll that lovely religion check of it. As you stand before the shrine, who all is with you?
I am.
Okay, Twilight's there. Slaren, are you there?
There. Yeah.
Is Eowyn there? Because I know Ayla and Winkle are down outside. Is Eowyn in the temple or not?
Yeah, anyone is there.
Eowyn is there. Okay. All right, Covet. As you pray, you feel a soothing presence as, from your perspective, the room goes dark. And a simple white mask floats down from above, vast and immense. You're but a speck before it. Hello, Covet. I see you.
Hello. It's been some time since I've seen you in person, or at least heard your voice. My back was to you when we last were in each other's presence, physically. I need some guidance as to what to do. Here in the reliquary is the seal of finality, where I placed it for safekeeping until I could get it to where it needed to be. And I need to return it to those who had created it to begin with. Right, wrong, and different. I need to return it so me and my group can have more references to see the Sultan of the Shatter where are we? Shatter Shaddai. And the head priest will not allow me to take it back. it was not something that I wanted to keep on person because I had been attacked, assaulted, impersonated. I wanted to keep it safe. And now I need to give it to where it needs to be to protect more people. What can I do to get this thing back?
The seal of finality. A ploy, a tool used to prevent that which exists from taking its normal course. You wish this in order to gain an audience. But does this audience supersede your faith?
It does not. However, this audience gives me and Twilight potential access to see the Lady of Shadows, who can get us to the Shantara Grove, where our ultimate goal is, which you have placed before us.
Is there no other way?
If we don't come back with it, then we won't get the recommendation. But I am afraid that it will go to the wrong people. I'm afraid of not doing the ultimate goal that you have for us. I am afraid that I will not live up to the standards that have been placed before me. I'm afraid I'm going to disappoint Twilight and so many others. I am at a loss of what to do. I know that we have the appointment, but the more recommendations that we have, the better. I know that I can't make everybody happy, but I also am very, very, very offended of what the priest had stated, and so of course it doesn't put me in the right state. There's just a lot that I am confused and afraid of failure.
Child, if you were to wash away the fear, let it go. Let it go. The world outside does not matter. What matters is your faith. Do you believe that this seal, this soul that has been hidden from me, is the means towards success? This equal soul to all others is not more important than any other. Would you release all souls in exchange for retaining the Shantara Grove?
So, what am I to do? If I can't do this, I am afraid, honestly, that there will be a rift between the Temple of MKL and the Mateen.
Let go of your fears. Without the fear, what is there?
Faith.
Do you have faith in me?
I have faith in you, just not in myself.
If I am here, and the mask shrinks down to the size that could fit on your face, Covet. If all are equal in death, having faith in me is the same as having faith in yourself. Trust, believe, and do what is necessary. I am not opposed to letting this seal go, but you must understand that giving it to the people out there, releasing one soul, is equivalent to releasing any of the souls that are in my embrace. As the darkness lifts slightly, millions of people are visible around you.
How that turns and looks at each one of them.
Each
Or
one of
not
them
all
wearing
of
a
them. Not
blank
each
white
Not each one of
mask.
them. A blank white mask, okay. Who is this soul?
Does not matter. Choose one. Can you tell who is who? Would you give your soul for this? Who would you ask to leave to satisfy the purpose?
If I did that, I'd be no better than Cateus.
I leave the decision up to you. You wish to take the seal, I will send a soul. If it remains here, they will remain here. And the vision fades. You will be left in front of the altar with Twilight and Eowyn on either side.
Covet just sits there and leans forward and puts her hands on the floor, still on her knees, on her haunches, just leans forward and shakes and breathes and deals with the turmoil of emotions that are going through, the confusion, the fear, the hopelessness of the situation. She knows she can take it, but is it worth her morals? And then she sees the memory of the people surrounding her, the billions of people surrounding her. And she's like, I can't let them be bound. I can't let them be stuck. And so with that, she takes a deep breath and stands up, straightening her garments and everything, and then looks at Twilight and Eowyn and says, "We will not return the seal."
What about removing the magic from the seal and returning it inert?
If we do that, we run risk of an explosion, do we not?
I would have no idea.
19.
You have no idea.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Presenting the seal with it lacking capability, I think, makes everybody somewhat upset and happy at the same time. We gave them the seal back, but it lacks the harm that has been the issue of both the church, the clergy, and the deity. I mean, I could attempt to do dispel magic once I have my power back.
Might I state this? It doesn't remove the problem of getting the seal in the first place. The priest
Your
is
voice
going to let you
carries.
down there.
That's great hearing from the street.
I know. I'm telling you this as a player.
I look at Twilight and I'm like, the idea is there, but I can't. And I can get the seal. That's not the problem. MKL said I could. But something that powerful, I'm afraid it could do more damage than good. Trying to get rid of it.
So you have me confused. What are we doing?
Is Slarin and Eowyn next to you as well? Twilight's not alone.
I mean, we have our compatriot who promised a prompt and swift and immediate satisfaction to a task
Not
at hand.
quite that much.
Oh, you weren't here. You're not here. I'm gonna get a pool noodle. Smack you with it. She looks at
I want to see the
Islarin.
size of the pool noodle.
She looks at Islarin and Eowyn and says, I can get it. But if I do, I will compromise everything I believe in. I don't think we can get this recommendation.
Let's exhaust all possibilities first.
Well, we have
You should
a lot of other good recommendations, so missing one shouldn't be that bad.
But we have a party member now who's going to end up going back on their word.
be told that we need all 12. Now, the Deco wants it back,
Didn't say it had to
and
work.
this is true. perhaps her concern is more that someone else cannot misuse it, rather than needing to have it available to use herself.
I wonder if there is somewhere or someone within this temple that could help cleanse and remove the magic from the seal.
Covet begrudgingly looks at Twilight and says, the only thing that we can do is ask.
Twilight will wave down the high priest.
He comes over. Yes.
So we find ourselves in a conundrum, and we was wondering if you had a potential solution to the problems that we find ourselves in.
He waits.
We have a bargain, agreement, an accord to deliver an item back to the originator. And you have a moral, spiritual, religious obligation that in its current state remains where it currently is. Is there a potential or a method with which to remove the offending magic from the item, but to still allow us to return the item to from which it came, both satisfying your religious and spiritual obligation while adhering and meeting the letter of the requirements as they were put before us?
That was quite eloquent, but convoluted. What did it mean?
Can you help cleanse the offending magic from the item so we can take the inert item back to where it belongs?
The item itself is an affront. I cannot remove the magic. It is beyond my skill. Here I am no more than anyone else.
Is the soul that's attached to it, though?
Yes.
How can we release the soul?
I do not know. While it is here, it is in MKL's grasp.
Or is it just living in its eternal purgatory, unable to pass on in its current state?
Ooh, I need you to roll a religion check real quick, Twilight.
I'm gonna help him with that.
Yeah.
I am gonna help him.
Uh-huh.
19.
Awesome. So, Twilight's call. Here's this wonderful thing. The faith of MKL is all are equal in death. Be they good or evil. The best person in all of history or the worst murderer and scumbag. Nobody passes beyond MKL's warp embrace. There is no heaven and hell in relation to MKL. MKL is simply an end. You do not go to an afterlife. You simply exist with everyone else. There's no final reward. There's no visiting the celestial heavens. This realization is going to hit you like a truck, Twilight. The statement that if they are currently held in MKL's grasp, they are in a state of purgatory, waiting for freedom from the god before they can pass on. MKL is pausing everything, and by deduction, both heaven and hell want what's theirs. This realization of faith, Twilight, reveals that MKL is at war with both the celestial heavens and the depths of the hells. Caught in the middle with you.
Only thing everybody sees from Twilight is a And
this is what I've been setting up for 4 years.
So Twilight pauses a moment and then looks at the priest. And by remaining in the grasp, this soul in its current state doesn't adhere to the principle of moving on. Which makes it an exception and not equal in death.
Covet not knowing his realization.
Let's roll your realization.
My realization, it's beginning to dawn just because there were billions of people standing with MKL. So she knows something's not right. She just
let's see if she puts it 2 and 2 together. Let's roll your religion check. This is the fun part.
23.
Yep, there you go.
Covet looks at the priest, looks at Twilight, raises an eyebrow, realizing what he's just said.
It's Lauren. You see these two have that. If you've ever seen this in person with a good married couple where they do this eyebrow raise, you know, after having traveled with these people for nearly a year, shenanigans are about to be afoot. Both Eowyn and Islarin would realize this. I don't need a perception check. I don't need an insight check. Shenanigans are about to happen. What do you guys want to do? Islarin first, and then I'm going to ask Eowyn before we get to Coven and Twilight. Islarin, where's your head at?
Islarin is, she is not like an adherent to MKL's faith. A lot of this discussion is like beyond like her specific knowledge of the intricacies of it. So she's just kind of letting it play out and seeing and waiting for a moment where he has enough information to offer input.
Okay. All right. What's Eowyn's headspace when he sees the eyebrow of shenanigans going?
Can Eowyn leave before anything happens?
Sure. Eowyn just turns and walks out?
Yeah.
I love that so much. Covet, you do this eyebrow raise, and you see Eowyn turn and walk out. Apparently, you've received the abandonment of approval.
Covet, for one, internally, is seething. And so she looks at Twilight and continues to give that one slightly raised arch of an eyebrow. And basically the signal to Twilight, go for it. I'm gonna smack you.
Okay, for those who didn't see the webcams that just happened, there was an eyebrow raise of Shenanigans IRL where he was going to try something within the room. But we shall continue with the story as opposed to having biscuits checked.
Drink long and hard, GM Eric. Drink long and hard.
So did he respond at all?
To what? He hasn't been prompted with anything.
I did. So I pointed out that keeping this seal in its current state, makes the one soul that is wrapped up in this particular situation unequal to the rest in death because it is currently being held within MKL's embrace while all the others get on to their final death.
Well, they are all within MKL's grasp while they are within the temple.
And we are denying this one the opportunity to reach its final death?
It has. As long as it is here, MKL holds it.
But that's not equal.
They all are equal here. So, you guys are now faced with a conundrum. You've realized that your faith may be misplaced. This priest is telling you that as long as the seal of finality is held within the temple of MKL, the soul within is currently in the possession of MKL, in spite of the fact that the seal exists. Do you guys want to raid the temple of MKL to acquire the seal and liberate it, taking the seal and turning your back on your faith? Do you want to acquire the seal through more peaceful means? Or do you want to turn away from the seal and go without the recommendation? You have tons of options to you. Twilight even proposed getting the seal and then dispelling it.
The moose turns to Ayla and says, "This is taking too long. Something's wrong. We need to go up."
I agree. Let's go.
All right. As you turn to go up, you see Eowyn coming down the stairs.
Eowyn, what's going on?
I'd say it's going as well as it can.
Uh-oh, that bad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think let's I'm gonna go on in here and see what's going on.
The
So
moose does not like this, and he starts going up a little faster.
Okay. At each step you take up towards the Temple of MKL, you lose a level. One
Right.
after another until you are no more than commoners, equal in death. As you come up to the top, Eowyn, did you join them or did you continue down out of the temple?
He will give a long sigh before deciding to join them.
All right. Cool. So, the entire party enters the temple.
What's the god's name?
MKL. And I will put that in chat for you to write down.
Okay, what's the issue here? What's going on? Covet, what's going on?
She snaps back to. She was kind of staring at this at Twilight, trying to figure out this whole situation that she's in, and says, "I can get the seal, but the problem is that if I do so, it goes against all my morals, as they are." So the thought is getting the seal and possibly dispelling the magic, which I don't know if we can. I don't know if we're strong enough for that.
You know, I can dispel magic, but I don't know how, if it's strong enough to dispel that, because I don't know what level of magic was used on the seal to begin with. But did it ever occur to you to just go back to, what was her name? Sadika? She appreciated us telling the truth about Mafis. Did it ever occur to you to just go back and tell her the truth?
It would be a prompt return without the item promise.
Yes, it would be, but it would also be the truth.
Laren likes the truth.
If she doesn't like that, then we'll just have to go without the seal. I'm a cleric. I understand not wanting to give up your beliefs and your morals.
GM sent you a note.
I think that
Okay.
for once that I think that telling the truth might be the only way.
I mean, you don't want to attack the priest in here or anything. You know, that's not good. That's not going to make MKL happy.
Mm.
And that would put us at odds with all the other temples, because you know word's going to travel. My God teaches truth and peace. So tell the truth.
Wait. I still think there's one more thing we need to consider.
Okay.
And what's that?
Eve. She knows about this place, knows about the seal. Turn to the priest and say, she is a revenant. She knows that the seal is here. I don't know if this will remain a safe place for it.
Revenant does not matter. Should she return here, she will die.
And then she'll just come back again.
She seems to be a favorite.
She's one of MKL's revenants. I mean, and what are you going to tell MKL about murdering his revenant?
Oh, you know.
The priest looks awkward and shifts his weight back and forth here. You've caught him in his own moral dilemma.
And just think, word could get out to the House of Flowers They would love to have that thing.
And it's not exactly secure.
He looks shaken by these veiled threats. Not direct threats, but veiled.
It's not a threat. It's not a threat. It is fact. He said so himself.
Well, the threat of the House of Flowers is absolutely a veiled threat. Absolutely is. But
You got it.
But Maeve is another question. I mean, she could come and get it at any time. And if he kills her, she just comes back and is one of MKL's pets, if you could say.
You're shaking his faith, and he is now not 100% certain of his stance on the moment.
Right.
Because you guys have followed the way to crack what he believes.
I mean, it kind of, on a personal note, Covet internally, she feels for him just because she knows that crack well. It's not fun.
But to remove the offending item makes all of that go away.
If we can. Yeah.
We can do what we can to ensure that if it is possible and within our abilities to ensure that it won't fall into the wrong hands again, or that it cannot be used by the wrong hands.
Roll persuasion check. This is good. You guys are doing great.
Does that help because we're all partial?
Yes, absolutely, with advantage. With
Okay, 28.
28. Okay, Islarin. He nods. Perhaps you are right. And he will guide you down towards the reliquary. And he will provide you with the seal of finality.
Covet takes it very, very, very heavily, with a heavy heart and everything.
He holds on to it for a little longer than he should before releasing it into your hands.
And she lets him, because she actually looks at him and has the relic with both hands. And as he's holding on to it a little bit longer than he should, she lets go with one hand, making sure that she has a good grip with the other, and raises the mask and just looks at him with her own face, her own eyes, not through the mask, and just gives a sad smile because she knows. Just letting him know that she knows and understands.
Behind the mask, you see his eyes welling up, and tears begin to flow. You'll see one of them escape from behind the mask and drop onto his tunic. The wet spot dark in the candlelight. He releases it and stands here. His faith has cracked.
She actually lets a tear slide herself because she understands so deeply. But without saying a word. Because she knows that it's unwise to do so. With that, she lowers her mask again and turns and looks at Twilight clutching this seal that holds so much uncertainty behind it.
Twilight will whisper to the priest, the other item never sees the light of day, ever.
He nods.
Bury it within the temple. Make sure no one sees it.
He nods.
Do something to protect it.
He's not ready to talk.
That's all she says. Let's go see
Ayla's going to step forward and put her hand on the priest's shoulder and says something along the lines of, I feel for you, my brother. I know the pain that you are enduring. I will pray to my God that you will be healed.
Your God does not matter. All are equal in death. Eventually you, in your heretical state, will join the rest in MKL's warm embrace.
Nonetheless, I'm praying for your healing here on this earth so you can still be an effective member of MKL society.
He turns away from you. You are shunned.
I get it.
Let's make our way up.
All right. As you leave the Temple of MKL, you can descend the steps and regain your levels as you do so. Covet, Twilight, you may have just turned your back on the Church of MKL. We'll find out what happens about that in the future. Meanwhile, you have the seal that you needed. What would you like to do?
Covet looks at Twilight and she says, no matter what, MKL said I had to let go of the fear. I'm not afraid. Not certain what I'm going to do. But I'm not afraid.
We can try and cleanse it.
What do you guys think? Should we try to find a way to cleanse this thing?
That is what we offered to do. We should make
I
an honest
have
effort to follow through.
I have dispel magic, but like I said, if it's not equal to the level of the magic, or equal to or greater than the magic that was cast on the scroll to begin with, it will be
It's a seal.
Well, seal. Okay.
So,
But my magic has to be equal to or greater than the magic that was on the seal. So I don't know.
Twinkle turns to Twilight and says, you understand contracts. Our contract with this team was to return the seal, but did it have to be intact?
They did not specify the condition with which the item was to be returned.
I just checking. I couldn't follow it all.
I can do dispel magic up to 5th level.
Well, that's greater than mine because mine's only at 3rd level.
Well, you can cast it at a higher level spell if you've got it at a higher spell slot.
Well, I'm at 6th level then.
That's higher than mine.
Okay,
Okay.
so Arcana-wise, would any of us have the ability, GM-wise, to be able to do that with that Arcana roll?
Let's roll your Arcana check to find out what you know.
I did 19.
19. You don't know.
I have no idea. I'm sorry, I'm no help.
It's worth a shot. However, Ayla, you're unable to tell. For the record, the check is 10 plus double the spell level. So you're shooting for a 28.
Oh boy, it's an 8.
It's a 9th level spell. That's correct.
That was close.
We can only presume that it is among the most powerful magic that the team could bring to bear.
If it's this important, Islaren is 100% right.
Yeah,
This
that's
was-
what I figured.
This was cast by a team of mages in order to make sure that it was very effective.
So could a team of spellcasters cast the spell magic to get up to that point?
You're very welcome to try. Essentially, you have Dispel Magic, however many spell slots you want to use. You're going to have to roll a DC 19 on your spellcasting check, not saving throw. Up at the top, whatever your spellcasting modifier is, you're going to have to roll a 19, and you're welcome to use your inspirations. Whatever you want to do, you're welcome to try.
Can I add bardic inspiration to that?
Yeah?
And what about guidance?
Yes?
Yeah, I was going to ask that.
So whoever's got a 20 on their spellcasting modifier plus D10 for a bardic inspiration.
I've just got a 10 on my spell modifier.
That's more than me. I got 5.
No, so 5 up there for your class ability spell.
Right,
Whatever. You've got,
right.
It's either up to a +5. If
I've
you've
got a 5 for the modifier, and then my spell attack is a 10.
It's not
It's
spell.
it's the modifier.
It's the modifier.
It's not the spell attack.
Okay, plus 5.
Yeah, so +5 is the most likely. It's the highest it's most likely to ever be.
Right. And then plus a 1d10 from my bardic inspiration.
What about you, Aowen? Is that a possibility for you?
I think everyone has Dispel Magic.
I mean, I can cast guidance on her too.
On him? Yeah.
On them too.
I don't have dispel magic or anything that could really help.
Well, you say that, but you look at the seal. A certain number of fireballs would really do a good job on it.
Maybe not this time.
We don't want to just break it open. That would activate it. All right.
Before I do anything, I'm able to read any language.
Oh.
Not that I'm going to read it, because I have a feeling that if anybody reads it, it's gonna activate. She's terrified of that. But never mind. Thought just kind of died there. Never mind.
Well, can I make a suggestion? We get out of the middle of the street with this thing,
Let's
and
take
if
it
we're
to
going to try
the-
this, let's go up to our rooms and do it there.
I agree.
How about what?
The library.
No, go up to our rooms. I don't want anybody around us who can know what we have.
We should absolutely do this in
There
private.
was a room dedicated at the library for magical experimentation that may or may not have been warded against errant magic?
Yeah, but remember there was potential of openings of portals to Shantara Grove and the nastiness there.
We get rid of those seeds.
Not all of them that we know
And
of.
anything else that the House of Flowers is attempting?
No, I'm not taking that thing there. No. I love you, but no. Chaos.
Taking it back to our rooms is the best deal.
Because let's just blow this thing up in downtown.
No, there's a bunch of cute kids around here. I don't want to hurt them.
Why, thank you, Ayla.
You're not a kid, unfortunately.
I love the fact that she said that as opposed to "you're not cute." So by implication, Ayla thinks Twilight is cute.
I'm not stupid. Come on.
No, that's
Why not recreate the iconic Starburst themed Anakin?
I have the high ground.
The scene where Anakin walks in with
Skywalker,
the
there's so
younglings.
many of them. What are we going to do?
Oh, good. For the record, if you guys decide to blow up the seal in the center of town, we will explore that real quick. The campaign is now over. You guys have become the villains of Toivoa. Congratulations, you're the BBEGs of the next campaign that you guys are part of.
Yes!
So, alternate timeline, you guys have become BBEGs.
So what GM's saying is that we need to do this outside of the town.
You don't blow it up in the center of town near all the kids that would be affected by the individual that is inside the seal. Correct.
The kids lived long enough.
The kids have lived long enough.
Kids bounce.
Kids bounce.
Yeah,
Wow.
Bumbles bounce. Bumbles bounce.
Would they be losing, really?
Man.
Yeah, this is how we all die. Yay!
I would like to cast Detect Magic to determine what schools of magic might be protecting the seal.
Sure.
That's a good thing. But we still need to get out of town.
Of course.
I don't want anything to backfire on us.
We've got fire. Ayla, what'd you do?
I didn't say that. Go back to sleep, Twilight.
All right. So,
do I get any results for that?
for Detect Magic, you're doing Detect Magic on the seal, you said, correct?
Right.
So there would be, let me get the exact spells here. On the seal, there are guards and wards, and there is a necromantic spell on it. It's an old school spell that is a summon undead. It is not a modern 5th edition spell. This is an old 3.5 spell.
Okay.
It's old magic, but it still checks out.
Indeed.
So when we get back,
It's an old code.
it's like old money and new money. Oh my gosh. So not knowing that Islauren has done the detect magic.
Oh, there's verbal components.
No, it's a
Yeah.
yeah. You would have seen her do it. Like she was not trying to hide that.
Islauren's not subtle in spell casting. There's verbal and somatic. There's this whole, I'm casting a spell.
Detect magic's easy.
She's like, well, when we get back to the room, I could actually do identify so we know exactly what is going on with this thing.
That works.
That's good. That's
Are you
good.
sure we should be
Mostly wanted to
messing
make
with
sure
it
that it would
down?
not explode if we
Yup.
Did anything to it.
Yep.
I did not detect any evocation on it.
Yeah, but this Covet can determine exactly what kind, what the magic is. Yeah, that would
Exactly.
help, I think.
Oh, so
Should we go back to the Even Pearl?
For right now, yes.
Yeah, I think if
Before we do anything.
if we determine that there's something extremely dangerous on it, then we can leave town after that.
cool.
Because that is such a prompt return.
Twilight?
Panic!
Twilight, I am having an internal crisis right now. Do you really want to do this?
I'm not the one that made the prompt agreement and declaration.
Twilight? Not now! I need a minute to figure some things out. And this is prompt, because we need to make it safe, if it is possible. And we can do it as promptly as possible. We just never said how long the prompt was.
Amen.
Okay, I'm going to roleplay as Covet for just a second, if I have a little liberty. Little tiny.
Little bit.
She's
Teeny
efficient
tiny bit.
walking away. The Karen
Twilight
walk would
phases.
probably be engaged, I believe. Correct?
Speed walk, not quite Karen. Because she knows that Twilight is watching her, so she would definitely put in a little bit of the sachet just to kind of make him not so mad. Just kind of have him look at her and be distracted quite a bit.
Understood. Some
Bye.
sachet involved. Gotcha.
Yes.
Cool. All right.
Promptly walking away.
Oh yeah, she is very promptly walking away. Quite promptly.
Awesome.
As
Cool.
she should.
Sweet.
Quicker.
So you guys will make your way towards the Even Pearl. You guys arrive and go up to your suite. And I'm going to have to take 90 seconds while you guys get situated and figure out what you want to do. So give me just a moment.
So,
If we all do dispel magic, will that add and make a cumulative effect?
Covet as a character would not know.
Okay. I don't know.
What number are we on exactly for Bettine?
We have 9.
Is she 11?
Yeah,
we had
9?
I thought
we had more than that.
I thought we had 10.
Nico would be number 10, and then we still have Layla and Sophia.
So we are burning time promptly when we should be getting 2 additional recommendations on top to get the full 12 before our meeting
you not-
starts tomorrow.
Are you not the one who suggested that we should try to render it inert?
Absolutely, but we're not doing that right now.
Should we go through every step needed to ensure that we are actually rendering it inert? And not simply
Blowing up
worsening
the
the problem?
world. Yeah.
we would not want to
So, Covet, why don't you go ahead and identify what's on this thing?
She will, but she is like in awe of Islarin right now because she's like, she says under her, she's just kind of staring at Islarin at the thought process that she is exhibiting towards Twilight. And she is sitting there going, she's smiling, and she cocks her head, And then she looks at Ayla and says, "Right, I'll get right on that." And gets, prepares to do the ritual identify. And as she places her hands on either side of the seal, she looks at Islarin and says, "We'll make a fae out of you yet." And then
Absolutely not.
as she begins to cast the identify ritual.
Very well. Cool. So, as you cast Identify upon the Seal of Finality, the Seal of Finality is not active at the moment, as it is not in place. It's a magic item that must be retained in a specific location in order for it to be active. Currently, the seal is not in its assigned place and thus is not active. It should be holding a spirit in place and not allowing it to pass beyond. The priest was wrong. This seal does not have a soul within it at all. The seal had a soul within it. No longer does. Once it was removed, the soul was freed, and the guards and wards involved here caused a disintegration when it was moved. The fact that...
I'm sorry, a disintegration of what? The soul?
No, disintegration of the person attempting to move it. The guards and wards, when it is touched for the first time and removed from its place, it releases a disintegration ray against the person who is attempting to remove it from its place. There is an alarm. There is a variety of other wards. There's a rune of warding. There's an exploding rune. There's all sorts of effects that are currently on this thing. It is ridiculously powerful. There's a magic mouth that will speak, warning someone else that the seal has been moved. A stinking cloud is cast. There is a gust of wind that it would attempt to knock someone backwards. There is a suggestion that you know the information about the suggestion. The suggestion is that you put it back. It is a complex series of wards on this thing in order to ensure that it does not get moved. Whoever removed this is very powerful. And currently this thing is not active. There is no soul involved.
So, Covet, with all of this knowledge...
There is one small extra piece I need to let in there.
Go for it. Go for it.
If the person survives all of these guards and wards, then the Raise Dead spell would fire off. Whatever was dead is no longer dead.
Okay, so that soul is alive?
It's not in MKL's grasp.
It went on.
No. Yeah. It's undead now.
Oh, hell. Hell's.
So whatever.
What? You don't know this yet? I haven't said a thing.
I know.
Shush. Pool noodle.
She wants her explanation promptly.
I know.
Okay, for those who do not see it, Ayla just stuck her tongue out of Twilight.
Not the first time that's happened.
I'm sure it hasn't. I'm sure it happens quite often, in fact.
Okay. So
Winkle's
guys,
in there just nodding, smiling and nodding. Like a good husband. Yep.
He's in this interaction many times.
Yes, I'm that mother-in-law.
So this is a very, very powerful thing. And right now it's kind of inert already.
Perfect. Let's give it back.
Hold up. We got big problems. Or the Bateen's going to have big problems. There's all sorts of wards making sure that this thing stays in place. And right now, on a good note for us, is that there's not a soul attached to it. However, the person that removed this thing, i.e. Nafis, had to be incredibly powerful. We already knew he was because he was part of the team. But with the help of the fiend and all that things, it just made it worse, right? Well, the guards and the soul that tried to remove it and all this stuff, I mean, because, okay, so back up. There's an exploding rune, a warding room, a magic mouth that would ward people away from this, a stinking cloud, a gust of wind, a suggestion to put the stone, the seal back.
It's an inert winkle.
Worse. There's if the person gets past all of these wards, and a disintegration ray happens, right? And the soul that's inside is no longer dead, it's undead.
So you're telling me that we need to return this inert seal that's no longer protecting anything, and then go find this undead soul and put it back in the ground?
We need to tell the team that they need to go find their undead soul and go put it back in the ground.
I knew you listened to my speech out of the chicken coop.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Good grief.
I'm so proud of you.
So I'm not giving up anything.
So detect magic would be ineffective.
Magic.
Dispel.
I mean, right now it's inert. And because it has to be at a specific location. Yes, GM?
Can I get Arcana checks from everyone? Cool. Alright. Never mind. Sweet.
Ayla's got 20.
Awesome. Ayla, you would realize this, so I'm just going to send this to you. You're the only one who got high enough to know this about Dispel Magic. There you go, Ayla.
She had a prompt realization.
Word of the day is prompt.
Ooh.
She promptly regrets this information.
There you go, Ayla. Have fun with that one.
Yeah, there's good news and bad news, guys, about this dispel magic thing. If we cast dispel magic on this seal, the good thing is that it'll never work again. That's good news, right? But the bad part of it is whatever is undead will be free.
So where's it at right now if it's not free?
You roll your insight check, Twilight. Let's see if Twilight would recognize this, even if the player doesn't. 22. The undead thing is where the seal belongs.
Like, I wonder if the undead thing is where the seal belongs.
Got one job on this ship.
Probably. What
And if I go, hold up. If I go there, then that potentially puts all of the stuff that we've been trying to avoid with the Judge of the Dead into place. I ain't going! No!
I didn't say you would go.
You're not the captain.
No, I'm not! But I'm just saying, I ain't going. Nope, the team can handle their own stuff.
That's my thought.
I'm glad y'all listened to my speech at the chicken coop.
Fuck you.
No, he's somewhere else.
You wanted at the chicken coop. We did what you wanted, so just get over it.
And I'm so proud of y'all.
Anyway,
I don't.
go ahead.
I don't want to risk a vet at all.
No,
I don't either.
I don't either.
Me neither. And I'm Covette.
Can we just
I'm
get
quite
rid of
happy
this
with the
thing?
position she's in.
Can we just
Say that
get rid
again?
of this?
Couldn't quite hear you. Could you say that one more time?
Can we just get rid of this?
We can take it back to the team.
Let's leave it as it is. Take it back to the team. If they return it to where it's supposed to be, will not the spirit return to the seal?
Would not, but they would have to deal with the undead spirit there. And then we can charge a commission to handle it if they so choose.
Oh
No. We can't bring Covet near that thing, or we'll be right back where we were with the judge.
No, because then we've been hired to deal with the problem there as opposed to being the catalyst that caused it in the begin with.
I ain't going.
If it came down to it, we would be able to present the case of why we actually went there and disprove the accusation made against you.
Exactly.
I'm not saying we need to, but if we had to.
With what physical proof? We would have to have physical proof.
We would have our own testimony as well as the testimony of Siddiqa, as we would certainly tell her what we were doing.
I would require something in writing. It would be like the first contract that I have ever had that didn't have to require a handshake. It would be a signature and all the things that would have a worded piece of paper and everything.
Is that how your pact is?
Oh no, there's more.
If those of you who follow MKL are comfortable with the seal's current state, in order to return it to Siddiqa while still satisfying what the priest asked of us, shall we go ahead and return it?
I don't think we have much choice.
I don't have issues with it in its current state because there's not a soul involved that was already involved due to actions at the initial acquisition. So no, we're in the clear.
I agree with Twilight on that one.
Yeah.
See, we are making progress.
Twilight, do you want to have fun time later?
Of course.
Then knock it off.
Hey, do anything properly.
Shush. That's not towards me.
Yeah, I think we give it.
Heading out.
Yeah, we give it to the team, tell them about it, and let them handle it.
I'm so proud of all.
There then.
I think we move out.
Yeah, move out.
Oh, headed out.
Moving on.
Oh,
Team,
I like to
roll
move
out.
it. I like
We
to
like to move it. Yeah.
Like to move it. All right. As the ladies apparently are jiving to "I like to move it," the guys will naturally follow behind.
Oh, yes.
I play along.
Okay.
With your flute?
Freezing.
I know.
You guys head off
Are you
into the
going to
town.
play promptly?
Watch your phraseology.
I will play with my flute promptly.
We're using promptly again. We don't need to go into the details of playing the flute. But suffice it to say that Twilight has to use 2 hands to play the flute.
In order to get the maximum performance out of it, of course.
Right? You know how you play a flute, right, Twilight?
Delicately.
Yep. You hold it with 2 hands and blow.
Just pucker up and blow.
For the record, I love the fact that it's from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Which is such a great reference. Anyway, where are we going, guys?
To
Sadiqa's.
To Sadiqa's? All right. So we go across town to Sadiqa's. You're able to avoid most of the traffic, muscle your way where necessary thanks to Winkle's wide antlers. Meanwhile, you guys have a sense of anticipation. This one was a lot easier than you thought, right? Or sorry,
No.
a lot easier than it should have been.
Yeah.
I hate that word.
I will never use that word again. Or the one that starts with the P either.
It should have been
Promptly?
easier, but it promptly devolved into an external crisis.
Existential?
Yeah, that's the word.
There you go. Good job, Bard.
You guys can go inside Sadiqa's house, and she is in the sitting room as you guys come in. Only I can put her in there. There she is.
Hello. Oh, there you are.
Hello again. You have returned
promptly
promptly.
Yes, we have promptly returned. Quite promptly, in fact. Isn't that right, Lauren?
We have brought the seal.
You have brought the
Thank
seal.
you.
Oh,
I'm so glad. May I have it?
Though we do want to pass on some information that we discovered.
What information would that be?
The item with which it sealed away supposedly has been activated in a state.
Yes.
it's walking at the location in which it was taken.
Obviously.
Have fun with that as she hands that over to to them.
Thank you. You have done a great thing for us. Thank you for returning the seal. Here is a letter of recommendation to meet with the Sultan. She writes down the letter of recommendation and hands it to you guys. Is there anything else?
I think we will promptly take our leave.
Thank you for serving the team. It's comforting when someone lives up to their reputation.
Of course.
Just out of curiosity,
Yes.
just because I like things kind of laid out there, what are the team saying about us?
Oh. That you are reliable, efficient, powerful, shrewd, and excellent negotiators. You've fulfilled every request made of you, however great or small. You are eloquent, attractive, and generally good representatives of your various peoples.
That's nice to know.
It was a pleasure to get to know you. I would relish the opportunity to get to know you further.
Oh,
We could potentially even become friends.
friends is a worthy goal.
Yes, but trust is built, not granted.
Agreed.
Your actions today have built a foundation of trust. I thank you for it. I hope that my forthrightness and transparency has also laid the foundation of trust.
We look forward to the potential of future endeavors.
Agreed. If you choose to stay in Shatter Shaddai, you could even potentially become a member of the team in the distant future. Each of you has potential, save for, well, those without magical aptitude. She nods at Winkle. Is there nothing else?
When we meet with the Sultan,
Yes.
it occurs to me I'm not aware of any specific etiquettes to follow here. What should we do?
The Sultan will likely speak. Do not speak until spoken to. Maintain a aura of respect. Understand that you are imposing upon his time, and that if he chooses to grace you with a conversation, you should be honest, where he can read your mind. Be sincere in your words, and do not try deception. He brooks no lie or falsehoods. Bending of the truth, he will see as an offense. The Sultan Lego is a shrewd, fair, and honest ruler. He intends for those close to him to be fair, honest, and just in their own right. Respect is granted to him by others. He has ruled for hundreds of years and has brought the city to great prosperity. He has earned our respect. And if you are not fools, you will grant him yours. Based off of your reputation, I suspect you will make excellent diplomats.
Certainly do our best.
Of course, Ambassador. there anything else that I can answer for you?
I know that Islarin has asked for protocol, which has been honestly at the forefront of my mind. But in regards to dress, I know that court clothing can be very different based on each court. What is considered proper at one is considered vulgar and crude at another, or over the top. What would you suggest here?
The Sultan is a practical ruler. He would rather see you as you are, with dirt on your boots, blood in your armor, and your hair ruffled, if that is how you normally are. If you present yourselves as regal, you should live up to the clothing that you wear. In your case, you have received the recommendation of several of the members of the team. It is important that you present yourself in the way you wish to be perceived. You wish to be perceived as formal and noble? Wear noble's clothing. You wish to be perceived as a great warrior? Bring your weapons. Stand in your armor and be proud. Do not shy away from who you are. Falsehoods do not do well in the presence of Sultan Lego. Now, as far as protocol, there is a recommendation that I will provide you with. It is customary, not required, but customary, to provide a gift when meeting the ruler of another country. Something from one's own homeland, indicative of a cultural exchange. Understand? For an Australian person to come to Sultan Lego, it would be expected to provide dragon scales or even an egg. For someone from Reston, perhaps some wood or stone. Someone from Shu may bring slaves, which would undoubtedly be freed. And someone from Corlin would likely bring some kind of monstrous beast. And someone from Shatter Shaddai would bring perfume or a book. Creativity is key. Be thoughtful. What would you say represents your people the best?
Covet nods.
And do
And
not tell
let's
me,
see.
because I do not wish to know. Surprise is delightful.
Understood.
Out of character, you can tell Eric, but you can't tell Sadika.
Okay.
And
It
you're
was
gonna
more-
have a couple of weeks to figure it out.
Yep. It was more of just stating that the information that she gave us is valuable
Yes.
and
Yes.
we would use it well.
Of course. A pleasure as always.
So how should we address him? We say Sultan, Your Grace, your anything else?
I would refer to him as Sultan Lego. Your Majesty, perhaps? Your Grace, perhaps? Your Eminence? Most honorifics would do. I would avoid calling him Doctor, for he does not find doctors appealing. Hates them, in general.
And his first name?
Lego. The Sultan only needs one name. Do you have more than one name?
Names are unique. Names are situational. Names convey power. Names also identify.
Indeed.
Names are to be treasured, respected, and sometimes collected.
She blinks at you.
I will say this for you. Be careful who you give your name to.
She smiles at you. As Shadar Kai come from the Fey realms, I do not give my name. I will tell it.
Wise.
And many know in the Matim that the names we present are not our true names.
Wise.
She nods. Farewell. And thank you again for the seal. I will ensure that it is given to the proper authorities.
Just recognize that if it's been moved once, then that is known. Steps need to be taken to prevent it from being moved again.
I will ensure that those steps are taken. She smiles at you.
Bye, Arlen.
Have a wonderful day. You know you have
You as
been
well.
excused. As you guys depart, head back out to the city. At this point of the day, it would be 4 p.m.
We need to hurry. Let's see if we can. I think Layla was the next one we were going to see.
Yes, I think so.
We should get moving promptly then.
Let's head there.
It's a quaint tower.
I just lost audio, I think.
No,
I
we
still
hear
hear
you.
you.
No, we
I can't hear GM Eric.
Oh,
I can
sorry.
hear others.
Okay. I pushed the button because I was blowing my
Okay.
nose. As you
So,
guys arrive
okay.
here, yep, sorry. I just don't think you guys want to listen to me blow my nose.
Who are we seeing now?
Layla.
Layla.
As you guys come to the tower, you can smell cinnamon and nutmeg. It's a little bit of hint of cloves in there. It's almost like coming home. got that
Nice.
comforting feeling as you approach this place. You guys go in?
But of course.
Cool. You walk in, and the place has rice mats, woven mats across the floor, and then sandstone and rugs. Come into a very nice, austere place. The culture here seems different than Shadow Shaddai. Doesn't quite fit. As you look
Does it
around,
remind us
Good.
of Australia?
It does. Several of the artifacts look very Australian in origin. The pots, the various sculptures. There's even a couple miniatures of Maul sitting on little stands. There's pop-up tents in jars.
Now, she's in charge of natural resources, isn't she?
She is.
She must be very well traveled. I know. We also know that she's from Corlin.
Yeah.
I wonder how she would react to hear that we were away from.
So, as you guys are talking amongst yourselves, a woman walks in. Greetings. Oh, you must be the adventurers that the team was talking about. Sadika said you were on your way. Welcome. Please, sit down.
And we
Thank
have
you.
arrived.
How can I be of assistance? I believe you're looking for a recommendation to meet with the Sultan.
We are. And we're trying to figure out how we can be of assistance that results in said recommendation.
She smiles broadly at you, and you realize this is probably the friendliest of all the Batim. Save perhaps for Tariq, the Dream Whisperer. You travel many places. Is that true?
We have. All over Toivoa and other planes if air travels take us.
Including Australia.
Truly. I really liked it there. It was very pleasant.
Well, as a result of starting up at the Dragon Horn and proceeding southward, we are very fortunate to have no longer have fear in the mountain and to have discovered wayfinding as well. It was quite a unique experience over in Australia.
How delightful! Oh, that's such a wonderful story. Tell me, which tribes did you find?
I think one of the most.
Slashing winds.
Oh, I'm so glad you spoke up.
We met them, the Flaming Arch. The Rude Sands were quite interesting.
The Rude Sands were my absolute favorite.
Oh, absolutely. They were so fun.
Would you believe that they received a cursed axe from me and traded for a crate of potions? It was a very unique interaction with the tribe.
I have not dealt with the Rude Sands, but that sounds counterintuitive.
You would think that, but apparently anything that you would say to make them be more uncomfortable was high praise indeed. So, for example, they would say, "I hope that stones get stuck in between your toes in your sandals." You would say, "I hope that sand gets in all of the itchy crevices of your body," and they're happy.
Indeed.
It is the most wild thing I've ever seen.
That's amazing.
So, to present them an opportunity to experience the curse of an axe was a very welcomed interaction for that tribe. It was quite a unique experience.
That's quite bizarre from my perspective, but
Ours too.
who am I to determine who is bizarre or not? Well, perhaps I can come up with an insult that would be appropriate. May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your armpits for 1,000 years.
Oh, they'd love that.
And may your drinking water always have a little bit of sourness.
Oh, or rotten eggs, perhaps. Sulfur. May you drink from sulfurous springs.
Oh, they'd love that. That'd be
horrible.
perfect for them.
Just goes to show you that unless you travel to the ends of the plains, from sea to shining sea, that you come across unique and interesting tribes that have their own unique perspective and approach to life and what they can get from it.
Indeed. The world is so fascinating. Do you enjoy traveling, or is it simply a burden?
Traveling presents an opportunity to experience the life from the perspective of those that you interact with. For some, and it's a pleasant experience. For others, it's a hardship. But each one presents a lesson and opportunity and experience.
Understood. That's very practical. The team need more practicality rather than pie-in-the-sky dreaming. After all, people need to eat. If I were to ask you for something in order to give my recommendation, it would be an example of your favorite foods. My kitchen is right over there. You will find the vast majority of goods supplied in the pantry. I ask that each of you provide me, very simply, with an example of your favorite foods in order to diversify the cuisine of Shatter Shaddai. So, please, if you wish for my recommendation, I will be ready for dinner soon. I would look forward to eating dinner with you. And she's going to stand up and point to the kitchen and walk out.
Ayla, I've got dessert. I've got it.
Okay, well,
Like, problem.
Evan, what were you gonna say?
I don't know how to cook. Am I gonna have to help with this?
Yes, but it's not hard to learn.
and there's always something you can do, even if you don't know how to cook.
So if Kevin's got the appetite, we got the dessert.
Tell me what your favorite foods are. That would help.
I'm making covet cookies.
These
I
are
don't
my
really-
favorite things.
I don't really have a favorite.
Are they going to
food.
have, are covet
Eowyn?
cookies going to have mooseberries in them?
Eowyn, what were you saying?
No!
Okay, let's
All right.
let Eowyn talk for a second. What were you saying, Eowyn?
Don't really have a favorite food.
Does Eowyn have a favorite food?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't
Okay.
think he has one.
Do you as a player? If you had to have something for your birthday or go out to eat, what would you order?
Well, if it was Olive Garden or Magic Time Machine, I always order the Alfredo there.
Okay. Alfredo at Magic Time Machine. For the record, for those who don't know, the Magic Time Machine is a themed restaurant here in town where they have cosplayed waiters that is awesome. And their fettuccine Alfredo is delicious. Especially with the grilled chicken. Do you get the grilled chicken, Eowyn?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I know exactly what you're talking about because that's what I order when I go to the Magic Time Machine. Just saying.
Great minds work alike.
Indeed. That are the prime rib.
Okay. Well, we can do that. I can make my biscuits to go with it.
Winkle, you're going to need to check those.
No problem.
And then maybe with the biscuits, I can have a little bit of a small amount of mooseberry preserves.
Miss Lauren, what's your favorite? Well, here we are. We're talking about ours. What is yours?
Well, depending on the ingredients she has, prepare sushi.
That would be an easy appetizer. I'm sure we can find some, maybe some ahi tuna or something of that nature. This tuna sushi is just so refreshing.
Miss Lauren, you might like the one that I'm going to prepare as well.
Is it salty?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Twilight.
He can actually
We're going
cook.
to take king crab. We're going to
You already have my attention.
Taste it in butter, white wine, and a lemon garlic cream sauce with a little bit of onion powder on there, and then you will eventually saute it and then have it presented warm for all to enjoy. But it's just the appetizer. I don't want it to detract from everything else that's going on.
I will do a soup.
What soup are you going to make, Winkle?
A lobster bear.
No, crab soup.
Crab soup. Interesting.
Oh, yes.
Interesting.
Vegetables, a pound of bacon, 2 pounds of ham, and about 4 pounds of crab.
This sounds more like a stew than a soup to me, which sounds delicious for the record.
Well, you have to put the head of cabbage in it, and then you use mixed vegetables.
And a couple of
And-
potatoes because of the cabbage.
Right, and then you put some tomatoes in it, and it just cooks all afternoon.
Yes. Oh, and it has coarse pepper and salt, but the main thing is Old Bay.
Old Bay seasoning.
Old Bay, please sponsor us. This is really worth it, I promise.
Tell you what, with as much as I like food, Old Bay wants to sponsor me, I will accept their sponsorship.
Oh,
heartily.
yes. Oh, yes. Because I can cook all kinds of things with Old Bay.
Hey guys, if you have connections, get me in touch with Old Bay.
Yes. Fried chicken, corn on the cob.
Oh, yeah, corn on the cob's good.
Okay, so we're doing chicken Alfredo, the crab soup, the king crab legs for the sushi. We've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, me. And then covet cookies for dessert.
We need a good white wine to go with all of that white meat.
Yes. A good white wine.
A Riesling.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yes. Definitely a Riesling.
And we can't forget the biscuits.
Does she? Okay, so the question is: now that we've created this, does she have the ingredients?
Yeah,
Let's go see.
she does.
Yay! She's
Hey,
got a
that's
very
sweet.
well-stocked kitchen.
Successful.
It's yellowfin, not ahi, but still.
Yellowfin works.
Ahi's
Yellowfin.
much bigger and harder to come by. The
Yeah,
yellowfin,
yeah.
not bad.
So, Winkle comes over to Ayla and says, "Do I need to help you with the biscuits?"
Not right this minute. You need to get that soup going though, because it has to cook a long time.
Those biscuits need to be kneaded thoroughly.
When we get to that point, I will call him.
Ooh.
Oh.
Is that the moose call?
No.
Ooh.
I actually saw a thing where a moose was calling, and I can't do what they do.
Can you try?
Wait.
Let-
I'm
let-
in love with moose always.
With that, Covet's like, okay, Eowyn, why don't you come over here and I'm going to teach you how to make pasta.
That's it. That works. That's easy, Eowyn. You can do
Are
that.
you sure I won't burn anything?
No, there's no
unintentionally?
heat. There's no heat with pasta. No, we're going to make it. We're going to make it homemade.
We could use some. We could use some
okay.
heat to boil the water over here.
Yeah, we're not ready for boiling the
For the
water
record,
yet.
if you've never made pasta, go ahead and try it. It's actually really easy.
It is
Super easy.
And it is so much better than anything you get in the store.
Yeah.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. So I
You
I
can
start
easily
pulling
make
out.
it. Eowyn, give it a try. You'll like it. Let us know
I
how it
pull
turns
out the oh gosh, the name just left me. The Salini flour,
Uh-huh.
and then
Semolina.
thank you, semolina. I had a problem. I was close. I'm smart today. Oh my gosh. So she pulls it out and she makes like a little mountain and then like makes a well inside and like says, okay, now we're gonna take these 2 eggs and we're gonna crack them and we're gonna put them in there, just right on the table.
Hey guys, I think I'll make the marinara sauce, like that sauce that I learned.
Alfredo sauce.
Yeah, I know.
You said marinara.
I know. Marinara.
You smart today too.
Alfredo sauce. I'm going to use it from the guy who taught me how to make everything with love. The Italian guy, remember him?
Giancarlo.
Yeah, Giancarlo. He taught me how to make Alfredo sauce. Moose, Winkle, look and see if there's any Gruyere cheese over there.
There is. This is a big pantry. As you go looking for cheeses, Winkle, you find the cheese closet.
Want me to cut a piece of the cheese for you?
Don't need you cutting it later.
Oh,
You
yeah.
shouldn't cut the cheese.
He is the odoriferous one now in a closed proximity space.
If Winkle cuts the cheese, we all die.
You got it. I've been known to stick his butt out the porthole.
So basically, you're mooning somebody
Yes.
or something.
Please know this is the same
Well, I mean,
person that
that-
says that takes me out to the at 7 years old takes me out to the middle of the Chesapeake Bay and says and pushes me over the side of the boat and says, "Swim, learn."
Yeah.
She did.
I taught you the way my grandfather taught me.
Pushed you in the middle of the Chesapeake Bay and said, "Swim."
The way the birds do it. Yep. All right. So, you guys go about cooking dinner for Layla. Any other finishing touches you're doing? So I've got sushi from Islarin. I've got the stew from Winkle. Eowyn's making pasta. Twilight, what were you doing? You're doing the crab legs?
Yeah, crab leg scampi.
Ayla's doing biscuits.
I am also doing the chicken.
The chicken for the pasta?
Alfredo.
Cool.
The chicken and the Alfredo sauce.
And Covet. The Covet cookies consist of...
They're basically chocolate chip cookies and vanilla sugar cookies that are swirled together.
Understood.
They're very, very yummy.
So.
All right, now I'm hungry.
What can I say except you're welcome?
I'm just saying, G-Americ, you've had covet cookies in real life,
I have. I believe I actually have the recipe for them too.
You do. You have one of the rare cookie cards out there.
When I
I'll
wait,
do that sometime.
your mother doesn't have that.
Yes, you do. I gave it to you personally.
Not the covet cookies. You gave me the chocolate chip.
Gone. Oh no!
I'm gonna fix this. I've given it to you, but oh,
Well, that's okay. How many times have I given you the barbecue sauce recipe?
repeatedly. I'll admit it.
For those who don't know, I really like food, and I literally have a cookbook of recipes that friends and family have sent me.
Yeah.
I have.
Well, then I'll have to send you my grandfather's barbecue sauce.
Yes,
because
please.
it's good on beef, it's good on chicken, it's good on pork.
I will
I
use
gotcha.
that.
Wonderful.
When you send it to me, I will use it because I love grilling.
Gotcha.
It's
And it's
great.
really good on moose.
I have, literally, I have in my freezer right now 2 moose steaks.
I don't want to know why, Winkle, you think that barbecue sauce is good on moose.
No, Ayla thinks barbecue sauce is good on moose.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Too much! La 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 la!
So, over the span of the next couple of hours, you guys settle down and make a delicious meal. You guys are presented with a dining room where Layla will come in and help you guys set the table. Everything smells so delicious. Where did you get these recipes?
From home, from friends, from our travels, just things we
family.
picked up from family. Yeah.
Thank you for
Things that
sharing.
Things that we have learned along the way.
Things that keep us warm on a cold night.
Yeah.
Remind you of
Remind us
home.
of home.
A lot
Yeah.
of these are comfort foods.
Well, these each taste delicious. She's not really sitting down. She's more grazing, walking around and eating various pieces.
As she should.
These are so exotic. I'm sure that these will be very beneficial to the people of Shatter Shadai. Can you please write down the recipes so that I can share them with the people?
Oh, certainly. Part of my goal in my existence is to collect recipes and to share them with everyone. For my God wants everyone to be full and happy and healthy. So yeah, I can share lots of recipes with you.
Excellent.
Winkle
In
goes
exchange,
over to
I will give
Ayla.
you my recommendation.
That's an awesome trade out.
Winkle goes over to Ayla and says, "Can you write out my recipe? You know nobody can read my handwriting."
I know it's because you only have 2 toes on a foot. So yeah, I'll write it out for him so it's a little legible.
Well, that explains why he can't count above 4.
No, he could count to 8.
I just broke Winkle.
He can count to 8. He's got 8 toes altogether. See?
Thank you so much. Here you go. And she will hand you a recommendation to meet with the Sultan.
I will get these recipes to you just as soon as I can get them all copied out.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And are you intending to meet the Sultan tomorrow at the ball?
We're supposed to, yes.
I'll be there. Have a wonderful time. And be ready to dance. Do you like to dance?
We'd love to dance.
You gotta dance.
Gotta
Excellent.
dance.
Because I love to dance. And if you don't like to dance or your friends don't like to dance, well, then there's no friends of mine.
But you can dance if you want to.
Oh, of course you can. That's the whole point of a ball. It's just important that you not injure yourselves or eat too much. After all, safety is very important when you dance. You can call it a safety dance.
Why did I know that was going that way?
Because they've been saying the words to the blessed thing.
That wasn't teed up whatsoever.
Not at all.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. Well, you have Layla's recommendation. That was pleasant.
A lot more fun, and that was fun. I'm just saying.
I'm glad.
Kevin enjoyed that thoroughly. Especially, I mean, because making pasta is not something I get to do very often, but I love making homemade pasta. So being able to show Aowen how to do that, that's fun.
Hey, I learned how to make homemade.
You broke up. Repeat. Pete and Repeat were sitting on a bridge. Pete fell off. Who was left?
Whoa, there it goes.
Repeat was left in the boat.
Correct.
Left in the boat.
Left in the
Repeat!
boat. Yes. What?
Repeat!
What?
Huh? What?
Huh?
We lost our sound. I have no idea what was said.
Okay.
So,
is there anything else you'd like to do with Layla here tonight?
no, I think we're good.
Cool.
I got to go copy recipes for her anyway.
Understood. Any recipes you want to share with her, let me know what you do. Any recipes you'd like to share with GM Eric, I will add to my cookbook and I will keep them big time and I will cook them all. I love
I
cooking.
threw it in the chat.
Thank you.
I sent you the barbecue sauce recipe as
All right.
well.
Cool.
Tell me, the barbecue sauce recipe, did I have onion in it?
Looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay. Just making sure.
Cool. All right. Eowyn, if you want to try something new this week in real life, go try making pasta. It's super easy. You'll be like,
I'm sending
it's
I'm sending the recipe in Discord right now.
super easy.
It is super
I-
easy and it's so
I
good.
really know somehow I'm gonna make it hard.
It's impossible.
It's
And the one I'm sending,
Sorry.
supposedly it was possible to burn microwaved pizzas, and somehow I managed that.
Oh no, that's very easy to do.
That's
Very easy.
I've
Exactly.
done that.
Yeah, I've done that many times.
Hey, what's real fun is take a frozen pizza, put it in the oven, and forget to take the
Cardboard out from
Cardboard
under
out.
it.
Yep. The worst one
Yeah.
is leaving the cardboard on a pizza and then putting on a grill. That's fun.
Awesome.
Smoking.
Yeah.
Will never go anywhere near a grill. I burned myself making ramen and stuff in the air fryer multiple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to get yourself burned with an air fryer though, because
My
they get a lot
Appalachian
hotter.
friend with a grill.
All right. We are far off in the weeds. So moving back to the story.
Well, that was part of the story, cooking.
Indeed.
I'm gonna make a canyon that Eowyn burned himself at some point.
That's absolutely canon. He can get a little first degree burn. His hand got a little red when he touched one of the pots.
Isn't Aowen immune to fire?
Oh yeah, he's immune to fire. He can't get burned.
So what? It's just Canyon that he
I
was
think it-
standing there holding a hot pot from the bottom?
Yeah, we can absolutely
Yeah.
do that. He's just holding on to it.
Ooh.
Aowen,
That's
I don't
great.
think you're supposed to hold
That's
it that way.
great. She doesn't need, the oven mitts to get things in and out of the oven. I mean, that's awesome.
What do you mean? She is. Hey,
That's
Eowyn, you could hold the bottom of a pot and cook.
Yeah, just using burning hands.
Wow.
Well, as long as it isn't wood.
Yep. Cool. All right. So you guys have Layla's recommendation and are free to depart after dinner.
Maybe just Sophia left. Let's head
you
that
do a
direction.
late night call on Sophia.
So running over to Sophia. Awesome.
I think so.
You guys make your way over there just as dusk is setting in.
Hey guys, dusk is just setting in.
One job on this ship. As you approach this mage tower,
that meal quite quickly.
the tower seems alive as you approach.
Is the tower moving for you guys?
It seems alive as we approach.
Got one job on this ship.
I think the plants are moving.
As you guys approach, a woman comes walking out of the tower to greet you. Her swirling green robes are embroidered with gold, and she smiles kindly at you. You must be the adventurers that have been working with the other members of the team.
We are indeed.
Oh,
Seems like word is getting around.
yes. Layla sent me a message saying that you would likely come for a recommendation.
We are attempting to secure all 12 prior to the ball tomorrow. We just want to make sure that we meet all of the requirements.
Of course. Based off of all of the other members of the team, you have done no harm to the city. Ecosystem is intact, and the city is unharmed in spite of all of the tasks that we have given you. Here's my recommendation.
Oh, wow. Thank you so very much.
You're welcome. It is pleasant to have adventurers who respect the environment, who understand that the city as a whole is more important than any individual.
And you have to root out all of the bad weeds and actors wherever they decide to take root or try to join.
That's not my role. My role is the environment itself. I allow others to handle the espionage and subtleties of politics and bureaucracy.
Happens when people disturb and can't quite identify the word I am seeking, but inhibits the environment's ability to function and to regulate itself.
When that happens,
Of course.
well, then they meet the other side of nature.
Precisely.
I'm
But
glad
a
we're-
true
Go ahead.
I said a true cultivated environment creates the premier opportunities for growth, flourishing, and potential discoveries of true potential within each individual that contributes to the growth of the whole.
Your words are so flowery. They are almost beautiful. I don't understand them.
Almost.
Well, they're nearly. They're like blossoms ready to open.
But the sweet honey can't be made without the effort of those that cultivate the environment.
Which is why I love butterflies and bees. Don't you?
it gives the element of danger and the benefits of hard work.
Absolutely. And you've done so much hard work for the team. It's always pleasant to have people who are enthusiastic about their work. Is there anything else I can provide you with? Perhaps some of this. She will offer you a small brown paper bag. It's about the size of a sandwich bag.
We'll
Not to
be rude, but what is this?
Oh, herbs.
What kind of herbs?
She smiles. Enjoyable ones to be included in your food or to be burned within your habitation.
Well, it procures the best.
like things like sage or cinnamon or oregano, maybe rosemary.
It is often mistaken for oregano.
Yes. Yes.
We will make sure that these are utilized for the benefit of all.
I'm just gonna say she's one of my favorite Bettine members. I'm just saying that right now.
So, GM, what colors are in the bag?
Green.
Okay.
And it's not sued.
Okay.
I knew where he was going with that. Don't know why, but he was.
So, if it's not sued, what is it?
I believe the correct term is cannabis?
Okay.
Marijuana?
I just wasn't sure what the D&D 5e
High
equivalent
THC green.
Oh,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Bud.
It is a very powerful, intensely grown strain of weed.
Of no sticks and stones?
No
It's
sticks and
the-
stones. This is top
The moose-
shelf stuff.
It's
The
not
moose
cut
looks
with
in.
oregano.
The moose looks inside and goes, "Ooh, Delta 9 THC."
Very much so.
Winkle, you got some splaining to do.
It is not showing up in the managed inventory as a potential item.
Let the GM work. He's working on it, man. He's working on it.
You can just add 1 pound of weed to your character sheet, whoever would like to take this. And based off of Winkle's grabbing for the microphone, it goes to Winkle.
The Winkle wants it.
Winkle's
Winkle,
gonna
you got your
start-
gooseberry.
Ooh, yeah, but you get the mooseberries and then you get this. Oh, yeah.
The mooseberry brownies?
Oh, yeah.
It enhances
That's in
everything.
THC, so he gets the munchies plus the mooseberries.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That means a true application of quivering mooselets.
Ooh.
Huh?
Putting drug exchange was on my bucket list for today.
I love it. Aowen, you
That
come up
was
with the
great.
best stuff. We love having you in the group, especially with you engaged.
Amen, amen. That was great.
If I can ever get you to
Waiting for
engage
that
more,
all
please
day.
do. Please do.
Please,
We love-
we miss it. We miss
Yes,
it.
we love you being involved. All right. So, as she turns, she smiles. Please enjoy. And again, I'll see you at the dance tomorrow, I'm sure.
Of
Oh,
course.
yes. Oh, yes.
What time is that officially? I'm sorry.
The dance is at 6 p.m.
Thank you.
Of course,
Good.
your meeting with Sultan Lego will be before that.
Of
Yes.
course.
Isn't it at 2?
Indeed.
I thought so.
Have a wonderful time.
Thank you.
And she will swoosh away.
Was that all 12?
All 12.
We have all 12. Do we have all 12 recommendations?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
We've been a busy little group.
So what gifts are we supposed to give to Legos? Because I think I figured out what I'm going to give.
Lego, not Lego.
I said
However,
Legos.
if Lego wants to sponsor me, I will gladly take a Lego sponsorship. Just saying.
I said Legos.
Lego.
Apparently, okay.
Just
Let go.
Like as in
L-A-G-O.
Lego my ego? Lego my ego?
L-A-G-O.
Wait, Eowyn, what were you saying?
The party as mini Lego figures would be pretty cool.
Absolutely. I agree.
That's fact. That's fact.
I do have one question though. We know he has a daughter. Does that make her a Lego lass?
Yes. Oh, man.
I could just see her in a fight going 1, 2, 3.
That was one.
It was really big. It counts as 5.
I can only go to 4.
Islaren, with that realization, can I get you to please roll an insight check? Do you have advantage on that for any reason?
Nope.
Nope. Unfortunately, the realization of something almost triggered and had to fade away.
Oh, that's one of those that makes your head hurt because you're like, I know what it was.
We know exactly that feeling. We've all had it. Almost got there. Didn't quite make it.
Well,
What?
the moose has got his snout down in the bag.
Dude, you're going to get high and we're not even ready.
Was gonna shoot my bow, but then I got high.
Moose, get your nose out of that bag.
Was gonna check the biscuits.
Put it in your backpack.
I believe the custom is puff puff pass, not puff puff puff.
I love you so much. Oh my god.
Now I'm lost in the market, and I know why.
Yeah, hey, cause I got high. Cause I got high. Cause I got high.
Oh, man.
And the moose starts doing a little jig going down the street.
I mean, be honest though, this isn't as bad as the Please No group. Please no. Oh my gosh, we were high all the time.
Winkle, I got a new walk for you.
So
You
much
ready?
fun.
Yeah.
It's called the Waddle Waddle Quack Quack.
And some little old lady's gonna come up to you and hit you with a purse.
Yep. Happens every
I got a
time.
question. Is there any kind of ministry that like deals with those types of walks?
The silly walks.
Yeah.
I'm
I have-
sorry.
I know there's a street corner in Amsterdam somewhere where you have to cross the street with a silly walk.
We've been to Amsterdam. We haven't seen it yet,
That's
but
what
it
I
does
said.
not mean it doesn't exist.
Is that right next to the streetcar named Desire?
No, that's in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
Wrong continent.
All right, guys. Well, having managed to get all 12 recommendations for a meeting with Sultan Lego, you guys will be able to return to the Eben Pearl and get some rest tonight as we level up.
Yay!
And
Oh my god!
next time, you guys will be arriving for or doing your final preparations and going to a meeting with Sultan Lego. This will be later in July, the third week in July, because we have a couple people out for the next couple of weeks. So the Yes Against the Gods
Sorry.
campaign will be on hold.
Sorry, not sorry. Going on vacation.
We will be doing something different for the next 2 weeks with the other 4 members of the party if you guys are all going to be here. So I'm going to stick around and talk to you guys about that. We may open spots for that. Those announcements would go over at Patreon first and then subsequently on the Discord. So look for those announcements if you're interested in playing with these people. Otherwise, guys, have a wonderful week. Please stay safe. You guys are amazing as always, and I'm very thankful you choose me to be your GM. There's a ton of amazing ones out there, and I'm always thankful you choose me to be yours. If you know someone who's playing my game, send them my way. I'd love to talk about either getting on the wait list or getting into a one-shot. We have the Battle Royale coming up on July 27th. If you've not participated in that, it is a ton of fun. The sportsmanship's always great. And the rules are very strict but fair, and it is a delight. It is the only way to win a GM bomber jacket. We have a champion in the house today with Covet. She's a former champion. We have several other champions coming back, this time looking to get their white jacket.
Yes.
Because the first one you get is the black one, the second's the white one. So let's see what happens. Otherwise, guys,
Nobody's gotten the white one yet.
No one's gotten the white one yet. It'll be fun to see. We do have some new people showing up for it, hoping to get their black one. So get in on that if you can. The signups for that are on the gmeric.com store under the one-shots. I highly encourage you guys to try it out. It is a ton of fun. It's a great afternoon of good times and learning new mechanics. Definitely come out and hang out. It's going to be a blast. That will not be streamed live. That will be immediately streamed immediately after the event. And that way there's no cheating or stream sniping or anything like that. Otherwise, guys, have a wonderful couple of weeks. Please stay safe. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the Beneath Fallen Skies group as they enter the Salt Spire in search of a fragment of a sky chart.